What's up, everybody? Good to see you. I'm Stefan. Thanks for joining me. This is the White Dog Tarot. Hope you're having a great Monday. I am. We're gonna do some readings today, I think. We'll see what happens. I think I'm just gonna keep it kind of open-ended. Hold on, sorry. Kind of a wedgie. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll just kind of hang out, wait for some people to show up. If you're new to the show, I'm so glad I found you. What is this show about? I don't even really know how to answer that when people ask. You know, at one point I would say tarot, but that feels maybe like a more rudimentary oversimplification of what I think this show has become. So, hey Lisa, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hey Karen. Well, good morning to you guys. It's about 5 p.m. here, so. You know, hold on, I might slide over. I know it's 10, Lisa. You guys are 7 hours behind. I think I'm gonna slide to this seat. There's like a little less sun. Hold on, 1 second. That's better. Bigger table too. All right. Well, I hope you guys are having a great morning. Karen, where do you live? In the States. Are you on the East Coast? You know, Saturday, I only streamed for like 30 minutes, but we did, oh, it's a bird. Sometimes birds come in here. We did 2 readings on how people's cats felt about them, and it was actually really fun. Oh, you're in Massachusetts? Cool. Crazy how much different a lot of the little towns in Mass are compared to Boston. You said, do I know how some American states are split north and south? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you asking me if I'm aware, or are you asking me if to explain? I don't think I understand. Hey, Pencil Drew. Wow, Oliver, so unclever of you. Do I still with the CIA? What's the weather forecast over here? It's like 17 degrees out, a little bit sunny, always a little breezy here. Hey, Katie. Nice to meet you. Is that your name, Katie or Caddy? Why don't Americans have public transport? What are you talking about? You ever been to New York City? Why don't Americans have free health care? Because we have a broken, corrupt system where industry capture continues to plague the American people. Pencil Drew, that's why. Katie, you're in Italy. Cool. I love Italy. I can't wait to go back there. It's been a while. You know, I was actually looking at flights from where I live. Flights are like $80. Hey, Matt. Have I ever thought it's because the Americans' tax goes to the higher ups, not towards healthcare? I have thought that many times, Jeffrey. Katie, where in Italy are you? You south or north? That's where all my family's from. Oh, Matt, thanks, brother. Appreciate you. That's really kind of you, man. Matt from Colorado. Why do they legalize guns? You're from London. That's a great question, man. You know, the only... I guess if I had to give you like a short, sweet answer, not to justify it, because it's confounding for me too, I would probably just go back to the original Bill of Rights Constitution, where one of the freedoms is right to bear arms. Now, if you ask me if we should be following like really anachronistic 300-year-old laws like off the side of a cliff, I would tell you no. I think it's crazy. They're called fans, Drew. You're full of questions today. Thanks, Mollusk. Hey, Cedric. Cedric, I in earnest do my best to respond to everybody, but sometimes comments escape me. Hey, Terry. What do I think about this war going on right now? Which one? Which one? Isn't our world in a perpetual state of violence and conflict? You must be talking about all the violence in Sudan, right? Because that's the one we hear about so much. I was just kidding. U.S., Israel, Iran. What's my opinion on it? You know what I would tell you, man? I would say to what end, right? To what end? Because I visited Israel like 15 years ago. Not much has changed, you know, to what end? You know, there's a scientific argument that time is not linear, it's cyclical. And, you know, from a non-numbers perspective, all we really have to do is look up, open our eyes, see how little certain things change or how often things seem to repeat themselves. Hey, life and living, what did you say? Please don't spam. That's true, Matt. Yeah, well, Sudan doesn't have oil or resources or money, so what side am I on? You know, man, I think that's part of the problem. Why do we have to pick a side? You know, why do we have to keep dividing ourselves and separating ourselves from other people? You know what my position is? And it's extremely controversial. You ready? Are you ready? My position is I am completely against any innocent people being killed on either side of an armed conflict that they are not actively involved in or participating in. That's what side I'm on. Thanks, apple juice. How old am I? I'm too old. I'm 38. Hey, Crystal Empress. And I would, you know what, Mr. Zakar, I would urge you to not pick a side. You know why? Because I don't think people are inherently good or bad. And, you know, bad things just happen in conflicts like that on both sides. Are Americans dumb? And do school shootings happen a lot? I think per capita, and I guess, comparatively to other countries, they do happen far too often. Do I think Americans are dumb? It's a tough question. You know, my micro-optimism, macro-pessimism wants to say yes, but you know what I would tell you? And I'm not trying to make a political opinion on this, but, you know, things that are happening in the States, like the president that got elected, I think he's a symptom of the larger problem. And the larger problems, you know, I don't think he's the disease. I think he's a symptom of a much deeper, darker disease in the country. And when you start to put people's backs against the wall, where they can't even afford basic, you know, means to survive, where you have college-educated people who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on school and they can't find a job because AI is replacing them, that creates a lot of strife in the country, and it makes crazy shit happen. So why do you hate me? Okay, life and living. What was your question? You got my attention. Which hood am I from? Thank you. Well, you know what? You look at what, 30 years ago, and there wasn't the same level of division in the country, but things were also, I think, better, you know, for affordability, things like that. So, you know, I think people tend to get more extreme, and tend to make worse choices, when things get tougher. Life and living, I'm sorry, I'm taken. I have a girlfriend. V0. What's on your mind? Thanks, life and living. I feel pretty lucky too. How do I feel about communism or socialism? I mean, fuck. How few countries are actually completely socialist? I'll tell you my observation of where I live now, like the Nordic government model, which is capitalist with strong social programs. You know, there's no perfect systems, but it by far seems to be a lot more effective than I think some of the other places I've lived. So, Owen Wilson, I haven't heard that one yet. You said JFK was the best president we ever had. Yeah, of course, that's why they'd never let him live. Hey, Amanda. Look at that, guys. My girlfriend stopped in to say hi. I thought she was gonna go home and take a nap. V0, you said you're dating this lady and you never feel secure with her. She would mention some other guy as attractive and never wants to talk about your future. Oof. V0, what's your name? That's kind of strange, man. Yeah, right, Amanda? Right on time. I don't, you know, dude, V0, that's kind of a red flag. Do you think she's doing that, the mentioning what you guys are just out and she'll see a guy and be like, wow, he's hot in front of you? That's a little bit disrespectful. Also kind of shallow. I think, you know, I heard a quote once. What was the quote? No one ever thought that capitalism would get eaten by its son, technology. Hey, Johnny. Hey, B. V0, you still here? You have my attention. That's a little bit tough what you're going through. They love you forever. Wow, we got an active chat today. I am alive, Shirt Matrix. And then she just stops. Okay, V0. That's all I needed to hear. Listen, I don't know how long you've been hanging out with this girl. How old are you, by the way? I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions right now. How old are you? How old is she? Because if hot and cold behavior, and if she's like talking about other guys, okay. That's a huge, you're 21, she's 32, okay. It's a little disconcerting actually that she's that old. This is what I'm gonna suggest. You sit down with her and let her know how you feel. Say, you know, I've observed that you're, you know, 1 second you seem really into this, then another you're not. You know, it feels like you're not ready for a serious relationship. That's my observation. If you, truthfully, men, and I would never tell you what to do, that's a huge red flag. I think hot and cold behavior is so toxic. I would never date a woman that did that again, and I've dated quite a few of them. It sounds like she is shopping you around, or she's not serious about a long-term relationship. Somebody should be consistent with you, and if they're not, that person is not somebody you're gonna be happy with. That's a huge red flag. My last girlfriend did that, and I should have just walked away like right after it started happening. V0. I'd suggest trying to have a conversation with her about it, if you, in like a real way. And if she doesn't want to hear it, or she's not like extremely open and receptive, you gotta cut her off. Yeah, that seems like maybe, well, who knows? I mean, that's tough what she's going through. But if she's trying to, like, I don't know, make you feel self-conscious and like she's not choosing you and she's like talking about other people in front of you, that's like a huge red flag, dude. That's her problem. People like that seem to like operate like they can do, you don't want to date somebody who thinks that they're better than you or they can do better than you. And she probably knows it makes you self-conscious. She probably does that for like, my experience is people do that for like a weird manipulative control aspect. Like to try to make you feel like they're better than you. I wouldn't. Personally, I would want nothing to do with a woman like that. Personally. Is it bad to have dated 5 people in 1 month? How is that even possible? What, you went on 5 dates? Because you can't have 5 relationships in 1 month, unless you're like in middle school. V0, sit down with her, express how you feel, say that just be real with her. You know, try and get your thoughts down. Say it makes you feel disrespected or like it makes you feel not respected when she like talks about other people in front of you, and let her know that it makes you question her, like what she really wants when she's hot and cold. Hot and cold behavior is like an avoidant thing, and it's really like corrosive to a relationship. How do I define respect? Doing things and treating people based on your own personal convictions and sense of integrity. And expecting back what you give people in return. That's how I define respect. You are in middle school? I don't need to give you advice then, and you're probably too young to be here. Sam, you don't have to be convinced. I don't think anybody is pro-communism. I will tell you, hold on. She also finds things to be angry about towards you and okay. V0, you gotta get out of here. Alright? Listen, ask yourself if the relationship's making you happy, if she's giving you what you need. That sounds really fucked up, man. I've dated women like that before. There's no good road this is going. She's gonna keep you on a string, alright? V0. Do you think she has the capacity to really change? Imagine she just stays exactly how she is right now. Are you gonna be happy in that relationship? I'm gonna suggest you're not. You're 21, man. Use this as a learning experience. To be honest, dude, I would be shocked if you met your forever person at 21. You're gonna change so much by the time you're her age. And honestly, that's pretty bad form that she's 32 and is still doing that shit. That feels like somebody with a lot of problems and trauma. Okay? And I would actually venture a guess that honestly, man, if I had to shoot from the hip, I bet she did this to her last relationship partner too. Or she was hurt really bad by someone and it changed it changed how she interacts in relationships. Listen, you want to talk about the respect thing? Know your worth. And this isn't like you trying to put yourself on a pedestal, but sometimes you kind of have to. She's not better than you. You know what? You want to teach her something about herself? You shouldn't let people treat you like that. And I'm not saying that you have to be an asshole, but if you don't respect yourself and your self-worth and how you want to be treated, you're not going to find somebody that's going to treat you like that, okay? And you're going to keep attracting like avoidant women. Okay, well, why the fuck is she dating a 21-year-old? I'm sorry, that's a little weird. Why is she dating a 21-year-old if she's 30? No shade. She seems kind of immature. I'll tell you. So, you know V0, I don't have a problem with dating somebody older or younger than you. Like my girlfriend, I'm 38. My girlfriend is 9 years younger than me, but she's like, her and I get along so well. I've never had somebody that I have such a good relationship with. Now, does that mean if I was 29 and she was 20, like we'd have the same relationship? No way. No way. I think you need to walk away. You know what? Don't end the relationship like as like a chip, a bargaining chip, where you leave the door cracked for her to come back. You don't like, do you understand what I mean? You don't like, you do things in earnest, all right? She's not right for you. You express that to her, that you don't feel like some of the, you give her reasons. These are the things that I'm realizing I'm not okay with. And I'm not saying that you have to change, but this is not the kind of connection that I want. And it doesn't seem like you're ready, so I think I need to move on. And you close the door. And you know what? Maybe you entertain a conversation with her. If she shows like a real capacity for like self-awareness for what you're saying. But dude, you're 21. This is the time of your life where you're supposed to figure that shit out. Like, you're supposed to have relationships that don't work out so you can figure out what you want. The kind of qualities in somebody you want. And so you can, I'm gonna say something kind of more like, let's say spiritual, even though that word kind of gives me the ick. This is the time where you get to learn, or you have the opportunity to learn, let's say, karmic lessons and complete lessons, so you can meet somebody who's more in alignment with you. But you know what? There's people on her side of the spectrum, and V0, I gotta be honest with you, dude. The opposite side of the spectrum is you, and at one point, it was both of us. Because I used to be like addicted to dating women like that. And I had to stop, step back, and after I finally like removed myself from the final person that I was with that was acting like that, it's important to ask yourself why. Why are you attracted to people who don't treat you well or who are hot and cold? Because people think that that's like a high value quality, like being hot and cold. No, it's not. And you're not a pushover. I think you have a high capacity to love and treat people well. And to be honest, you're like an energy vampire's dream, because you give and give and you give. And you're understanding. But you know what? You know what's going to make you more attractive? Even to her. Not that that's what you should be looking for, is you respect yourself and you make it clear what you're okay with. Because I'll tell you what, her having a little bit extra scratch, having more money than you, that doesn't make you a fucking high value person, okay? And you're 21. And again, why is she dating a 21-year-old? That's weird. She must be really immature. Or she's got a thing for young guys. I don't know what it is, but you've told me enough. I think, listen, you gotta identify things in people so you can make the right choices for yourself, all right? Hey, V0, I don't know what your name is, by the way. Listen, if you need some help with this, because I want to help, because this feels very akin to many things I've had to go through. And dude, I'm 38. It took me most of my life to figure this out. You know? I don't want you to have to go to your 36 dealing with this. So thanks, random critic. My hairline genetics. Well, hey, you gotta use good shampoo. And don't cut it. I do have a lot of hair. I've actually been cutting my own hair. Actually, do you guys want to hear a dark secret? I'm gonna be extremely vulnerable with you guys for a second. I think I shared this on one of my previous streams. So it came to my attention recently that for like an unspecified period of time, I realized I had been using my girlfriend's Cocker Spaniel's shampoo and conditioner. Like, I'd been using it for like weeks. Like, it had such a classy packaging. I didn't even bother to read it. I gotta be honest, I really felt like I lost my luster after I stopped using it. I guess her and her Cocker Spaniel and I, we really have the same hair type. V0, feel free to email me. There's a ton of people in the chat, so I don't feel like I can give you the attention you need, but I'm happy to talk to you a little bit through email. And I'm not trying to upsell you, but if you want to schedule a consultation with me off air, this is what I do, you know? This is what people pay me for off air too, if you want me one-on-one. So thanks, Dirty Derek. I like that name. Am I being a nuisance? Oh, Derek. Sorry, I'm sorry I triggered something strange in you. Why, Sam? That feels like a pretty normal... Why would they make that up? That felt pretty specific. And you know what? People are weird. Some people do lie about weird shit. But you know what? What I just shared for them, I think that's something that transcends all of us, because it's things that a lot of people have to go through, you know, with other people. So that's fine, Anne. If I cared about what your personal opinion on me live streaming at a coffee shop was, I would ask you. I mean, and my shirt's not off, and there's no one even sitting next to me. Hey, Lydia, great to see you. Lydia, I'm excited for our private reading on the 5th. Lydia, I do have WhatsApp, by the way, and we'll set that up. So, Lydia, I know this isn't the right spot, but, oh yeah, guys, my friend Lydia is a level 2 member. Check out my membership. If you are a second tier member, you get one 20-minute private reading with me every month. So Lydia, have your questions ready, because 20-minute reading is good for quick questions. So, Eddie, what are you talking about? I'm bothering Anne. Anne's offended. that I'm not streaming at my house. Sometimes I do. Oh yeah, guys, when I do stream from home, and I'm not being rude, I actually have a live caller show where you can call in the show for free. So, and you know what? I think you're projecting. I think it makes you uncomfortable because you're probably uncomfortable around people. So, you don't have to project. Dua Sadiq, is your ex gonna come back? Why would you want her to if she broke up with you? You wanna be her last choice or her last branch? Hey Chris, yeah, I'm doing really good today. Stop gaslighting you. And you know what? I think I've given you enough of my time right now. I think you should look up the word gaslighting. I think you're using it wrong. And if you admitted that you're projecting, how could I be gaslighting you? I think you're uncomfortable. And I think if you were to stream, which you don't, in a public setting, it would make you feel self-conscious. So therefore, you think it's rude for me to do it. I love streaming, you know, out here. One, because I get lots of different energies around me. And you know what? I get to meet a lot of really great people who come up to me. I actually had well, I live in Åland Islands. I had this doctor from Finland. She was really sweet. She actually said that she used to have, what's his name? The soccer player. Beckham? David Beckham, is that his name? As a client. She saw me streaming and we did a private reading, so. But if you think I'm being rude, Anne, you don't have to be here. That's your choice. Do I believe Jesus, Thomas? What do you mean, do I believe him? Do you mean, do I believe in him? And guys, for everybody new, I'm Stefan. Thanks for joining me. If you're new, so glad I found you. Thanks for finding my weird show. And I want to just quickly say that if you're interested in connecting for a private consultation, you can email me. My email's in my video description. All right, Anne, I'm not going to even entertain what you're saying. You don't seem like a particularly sharp knife, so. Yeah, Brianna, I'm sorry. Maybe I should stream from home because I don't really like the music they're playing. That's strange you said that, Anne. I mean, I'm not surprised you're making uninformed assumptions about me, being that you just met me, 10 minutes ago? Because how could I be manipulating people for money when I don't even really make money on this show? I do my show for free. And if people want to donate because they like what I'm trying to build, which is a community to bring people together and to help people like V0V0, who's going through real problems that all of us go through. If you think that I'm manipulating people, I would say that you are grossly wrong. I don't make any money doing this. You know why? Because I think there's far too many tarot readers who try to profit and exploit off people's hard times and pull a card and promise them they're gonna fall in love and win lots of money and they don't have to change anything in their life. And that's not what I'm here to do. I don't think I can be here to help people the way that I truly want. If my motivation and primary motivation is to profit and make money, I hope that that comes after the fact, because I have really strong convictions about trying to help people and do the right thing. So but anyway, guys, please feel free to drop in your social security number right in the chat. Hey, Greg. Oh, I'm great, man. Sam, I can't predict your future. I don't really know you. But I can tell you what you should know right now to create the future that you want for yourself. How about that, dude? Sadiq. Oh, Sadiq. Sadiq, I want you to imagine the idea of meeting somebody that treats you the right way the first time. Somebody shouldn't have to fuck up or lose you to appreciate you. All right? Why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't choose you or who doesn't think you're good enough? And I've been there too. Do you not think you're good enough for him? I think you've told yourself that you can't do better than somebody who's gonna leave you. You know what real love is, in my humble opinion? It's somebody that wants to grow with you and isn't gonna run when things get a little bit tough, or somebody who's not gonna get bored and think that they can find someone better. Why would you want to be with somebody like that? Johnny, we're gonna do you asked me for a general reading. We'll do one in a second. Sam, you still here? Am I single, Sadie? I'm not. I'm happily taken. Amanda was actually here earlier in the chat, but she just had her first day of work today, so she's probably she probably just cracked a drink and she's probably just hanging out with the dogs at the house. All right, Sam. Sam, take a deep breath, brother. Where are you from, by the way? Thank you, Sadie. I feel pretty lucky to have her. You know, guys, it's my perspective through a lot of fucking mistakes and suffering that I've had to go through for most of my life, that when you start taking back control of your life and you start cutting out people who have no reason to be around you, you start standing firm in the way you want to be treated, your personal sense of convictions, and you try to consistently make choices from that space, that's when truly magical things start to happen. And it's not easy to do. You know, my girlfriend, Amanda, the number of truly unexplainable, let's call them synchronicities, that I saw between us when we first started to meet, it was like nothing I could ever even begin to wrap my head around. You know, something I don't think I ever shared. Well, many of you know this about me. In November of 2024, one of my dogs, my dog Uma, and I, we got hit by a car, and she unfortunately didn't make it. I mean, she died in my arms, and I, to this day, don't know how I survived. I met Amanda the same exact date, exactly a year from when that happened. Happened on November 4th, 2024. She wandered into my life November 4th, 2025. It was. You know, it was probably the first, let's call it, tower moment of like many to fall. I mean, it was, and you know, that's one of the many reasons I started this show, because, you know, before that happened, I was miserable, guys. I was waking up every day, putting on a suit and tie. I used to be the manager of a geospatial technology company. I was making a lot of money. I was absolutely miserable. I worked like 60 hours a week. I wasn't doing anything to make people happier or more whole. And I used to just try to fill my life with things, you know, to try and tell myself I was happy. And I quite literally almost had to die to start figuring that out for myself. And I hope everybody doesn't have to go through that type of arc. You know, I wish that wasn't my path, but all of the most intense amounts of like personal growth have come through like the most extreme moments of suffering and pain. And I don't really know what that means. I mean, I know in Buddhism, you know, there really isn't any level of higher enlightenment without real suffering, but I'd like to think that some of us can get there without having to like lose so much. So, and I actually lost one of my other dogs last week, sadly, Bodhi. He left our lives, or left my life. He was an old man, but all right, Sam. Hey, Shalimar, you said Jesus is coming. How do you know when he's gonna be here? Is he gonna show up in a robe and the hair? Maybe he's here. Maybe he reincarnated into a Muslim boy. Is he gonna know that he's Jesus? Or is it gonna be like somebody else? Have you thought about that? You know, people who are institutionalized, you know what the most common condition is at psych wards? Does everybody know? The most common condition is people thinking that they're Jesus. Maybe he's in a psych ward. Who knows? All right, sorry, Sam, I got distracted. Hey, John. Sam, let's pull a card. All right, Shalimar. Maybe you need to up your Thorazine dosage. All right. Maybe I belong in one, probably. All right, Sam. Sam, I'm so sorry. I'm getting distracted. Guys, please feel free to subscribe. Or not, you don't have to, but... and I try and prioritize super chat questions always just as a thank you. If you'd like to donate, my show's always just pay what you can. All right, Sam. Sam, let me know you're still here. Truth isn't subjective. I suppose the definition of truth is not. That's a good question. Let's circle back to that. That's a great question. I guess it depends on context, right? Tremendioso. I guess some truths are subjective. Damn. I'm gonna spend, you know, I never sleep. Now I'm gonna be up all night thinking about that question. Well, for sure. We're not speaking about opinion, we're speaking about truth. And like, I guess most basic concept. You know, Christine, I've never been a great sleeper. Ever. I just have a really active mind. I mean, I'm definitely some weird offshoot of neurodivergent, but I've always just, I think, had my most intense thoughts like at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I wish it was 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Lydia, take care. We'll talk soon. Believing something based on nothing except for unfounded claims is insanity. Yeah, well, maybe. You know, I mean, that's what the definition of belief is, right? A belief is accepting something to be true absent of proof, right? Some things I think maybe are more of like a knowing, right? You know, a knowing is a little bit different than a belief. A knowing is recognizing something to be true, generally through lived experiences that leave absolutely no room for doubt. But the word belief, you know, to me, that's kind of akin to the word values, right? Because our values are our beliefs. That's not insanity. And I think it's okay to have beliefs. I don't think it's okay to weaponize them. Because that, to me, has no religious value at all. You know, I have a very difficult time believing that if we're operating under some pretense that there is, let's say, a God, and I'm just being hypothetical, I can't imagine for the life of me that some higher power would be okay with like this human need to like separate people from one another, you know? Like, to use fear as like a reason to believe, or to like vilify another person who has a different belief. That feels like a human, very self-absorbed, arrogant way to look at things. Hey, Jackie, you're so great. I just want to say that to you. You're wonderful. I guess we lost Sam. Thanks. Guys, how many fucking times can I be told that I look like Spider-Man? Jesus Christ. I've been told that I look like Spider-Man over the course of like 2 decades. 2 decades. Like, I've been told I look like him, like, in a way that transcends the actor. Like, multiple actors. I guess I just have Spider-Man energy. The amount of comps that you guys tell me I look like are a little just too much for me. Right, Amanda? Well, my girlfriend Amanda doesn't think I look like Spider-Man. Well, I don't know, maybe she does. Good question, whoever asked that about truth. I love talking about stuff like this. You know, that's why I like having this channel, you know, so we can all challenge each other in our understanding of, I guess, like, conventional ways to look at things. You know, I've always, I think, been somebody who's extremely open to changing my perspective on things. And I think that's a good thing, you know? I'm not beholden to any particular ideologies when it comes to more philosophical stuff. And I think it's so interesting, you know? I just have a problem when it's done in like a self-righteous, like dogmatic way. I don't think that's right. And I think if everybody could maybe embrace less of that mindset, we'd have a much better place to live globally. You don't think there's a personal truth? I think there's personal truth. You said there's certainly objective truths, facts based in reality that can be proven or disproven through experimental sciences. Well said, Lake Up, Eep. Thank you for sharing that. 100%. Absolutely. I mean, I think this is just a byproduct of my old life. And guys, I've always been really good at math. I know I'm a tarot reader, amongst other things, but, you know, I'm a numbers person. I love math. I mean, to me, math is the one, it's the one singular truth, you know? I mean, math is math is how we quantify truth from not truth. And I think the way that we can use it to quantify unknown things, I think is so fascinating, you know, probability. I mean, that was one of the things that I read a lot about when I got into tarot. Like statistical probability, it's a trip. Science is only theories. If you think it's absolute truth, you're missing the whole point. Perhaps, you know, I'm no expert, but I do think that there's some absolute truth to it. You know why? And maybe this is a bad example, but what comes to mind, let's say space travel, rockets. If you're off by one number, you don't make it to space. Your ship explodes. You never make it back home. So, I mean, we form conclusions on probability, right? But yeah, I think mathematical proofs really is like the only real truth. You said science is very dogmatic. I think it has a right to be. I mean, it's how we prove or disprove things. So, scientific method. Yes, science is not a belief system. With that said, do I think, personally, I mean, I don't need scientific evidence, I guess, to like formulate some of my opinions or ideas all the time. Sam, you're back. Good. Let's pull a card for you. Sam, take a deep breath. Where are you from, Sam? Let's see what you need to know right now. Sam, I want you to think right now. I want you to picture in your head a vision of what you want for your life, where you want to be in a year, okay? Or 2 years. And don't think of some bullshit lofty. I don't want you, stay grounded in this, okay? Or try to. We want to be practical, but optimistic, all right? I want you to picture it in your head. Let's see what you need to know right now to get there, all right? Close your eyes, take a breath. I want you to picture where you want to be. And while I'm shuffling for Sam, it sounds like we have some quite a few people in the chat who are maybe more left-brained like me. I'd love to recommend a book to some of you guys that I found very interesting. Synchronicity by Carl Jung. I think it is, it's a great read. It's somebody who looks at things from a more scientific approach, but also somebody who embraces the idea of, I'd say, the unexplainable. It's a little wordy, obviously, but I'd highly recommend it. And I think you can also listen to it for free on YouTube if you want something to commute with. So okay, Sam. I actually was really drawn to that book because of this indirectly. Okay. Sam, what do you need to know right now to get you to where you need to be? Show me, Sam. What does Sam need to know right now to create the timeline he's looking for? I love tarot, guys. I love tarot. And we can talk about this at another time, but to me, one thing that makes it so extraordinary is its ability, I think, at times to defy probability. Sam, you know what the universe wants you to know for advice for creating that? You know how you create that timeline for yourself? Guys, we got the fucking magician. Sam, the gods, the universe, your guides, whatever you believe in, even if you believe in yourself. That's what this card is about. The magician. He has every tool that he needs to create whatever he wants. This card is about manifestation, but to me, what that means is taking the action and knowing that you have the capacity already to create whatever new opportunity you want for yourself. You have it already. You just have to know it, and then you have to put into place the action. And personally, I believe that when we are trying to create, let's say, a timeline, we're trying to create an outcome, manifest an outcome that we want for ourselves, it is always the most effective when we're doing it from a genuine place, not a superficial place, like we're pursuing a passion, like for the right reasons, you know, because it speaks to us on like an intuitive level. You know, we're not pursuing something because our parents want us to do it and we think it's gonna make us rich. We do it because we feel like a deeper pull to it that we feel like is aligned with us. You can do this, man. I don't know what you were thinking about. All right, Shalimar. I don't have any patience for that. I can't believe you're even still here. This is what I was talking about before. You trying to weaponize your own fucked up, twisted personal beliefs. I just don't have any patience for that. And I bet Jesus would be appalled that you're speaking on his behalf, like to try and weaponize the word wrath. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, he's listening to you too. And you know what? I bet I could argue that you speaking on his behalf would be truly blasphemous to him. You better get it right then. Because if you're talking on his behalf and you're wrong, that can't be good for you. Anyway, so wind it back, please. I don't have patience for that shit here, all right? You're welcome to stay. I'm not gonna block you. Nope. Okay. Looks like Johnny lost his patience. Good luck, Shalimar. Johnny, that was all good, man. Wow, you must have really pissed Johnny off because he doesn't block a lot of people. Sam, you got this, dude. Stay committed to it. Be present. That's what this card's about too. Creating, going after what you want, but enjoying the journey. Page of Pentacles is about, look at this guy. He's happy being present for the journey. He's not so much worried about the end result. He's living in the moment of the journey. Great card. Hey, Catcher in the Rye. I don't think you're being devil's advocate at all. I don't think that's a devil's advocate stance. I think that's like a very common sense position to take. You put Shalimar in timeout for 5 minutes. That's really funny. You know, Johnny, I actually like that. Let's do 10-minute timeouts just so we could see if some of these people care so much that they want to circle back to try to come back. That's commitment. Sam, that's what I got for you, man. That felt so specific to what I asked you to picture. That's pretty funny. Love it. I mean, you know, Johnny, some people just need to be, occasionally we need to block people, but you know what? Some people show up angry and they just need somebody to listen and then they chill out. So we want to be here for those people too, you know? We're not just here for the kind people, we're here for people who are struggling. You know, I was listening to this interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson the other day. Hard to wrap your head around. You know, he was talking about how there's just in our solar system, like 6,000 planets. And that's not even scratching the galaxy that we live in. And the fact that there's millions of galaxies. I mean, just from a math perspective, it would be highly, highly, highly improbable for us to be the only intelligent life. I don't think that's a controversial opinion. Hey, Starloop. Starloop, it's so great to meet you. Thank you for that super chat, hon. Oh, you got burnout, huh? I know the feeling. Well, it's really nice to meet you. I'm Stefan. Where are you chatting with us from? Trillions. Thank you, Duke of New York. I stand corrected. It is trillions. And that might be anchoring low, right? That's the scary truth. Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, I've been there. Well, it's really great to meet you, and I'm sorry that you're going through it at work. Work takes a lot out of you sometimes. What do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking? You know, Dante, you are correct, but the magic is that all those conditions you were talking about for life to exist happened on our planet. And that same conditional, I don't know what the correct term is, but those same conditions are extremely likely in many other many other planets too. So you're a part-time librarian aide? Okay. That seems like such a laid-back job. Am I making an assumption? That doesn't seem like too high of a stress job. Why are you feeling jaded? Johnny, Shalimar came back. Look at that. It's not laid back? Damn. Okay. Star Loop. I'm guessing it's the people. Can I ask you a question? What's stopping you from applying to another job if you're unhappy? Thanks, Catcher in the Rye. You don't know what you'd be good at? You know what, Starloop? I find often when we enjoy something or something feels gratifying, we're generally better at it because we take pleasure in it. Let me ask you a question. What did you want to do when you were little? Or younger? Or even, how about better yet? You know, if money wasn't an issue, what do you think you would enjoy doing for free? Because often, I think when we care about something or enjoy something enough where we would do it for no money, that can also be a good indication that that could be a good career path for us. Well said, Duke of New York. I mean, fuck. Life's barely long enough to get good at one thing. And where in New York are you, by the way? That's where I'm from. Or that's where I used to live. I lived in Hudson. Hey Milan, nice to meet you. I'm doing a super chat reading right now, but it's great to have you here. Okay, Syracuse, damn, you're up there. You wanted to be a vet, but you cannot emotionally handle it. Aw, you know, Starloop, a day doesn't go by where I don't get reminded of how much you all mirror me in so many different ways, just at different times. I actually used to work at a veterinary hospital a very long time ago. It was one of my first jobs, like well before my suit and tie life. And because I love animals, but I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it either. I felt like at least half of the job is watching people have to put down their best friends, and I was not good at that. I always used to cry, and the veterinarian would like get upset with me. And he had Asperger's. So he kind of had like the bedside manner of like a chainsaw, but you know what? I think working with animals is great. What about working at an animal shelter? I mean, there's a million jobs you can do with that. And I'm not trying to be too cheeky. I mean, I can't imagine that they're paying you like a king's ransom to work part-time at the library. What about checking out some options to work with animals? I mean, there's so many. How old are you, by the way? I mean, you could go back to school for anything in that field. I mean, nonprofits. Star Loop, I'm gonna pull a card for you. I don't even think you need one. Listen, it can be really difficult when you're struggling with like butting heads with coworkers at work. Try not to take things personally. It's just a job. You go there, do your best. Just remember, if it's not something that you want to do forever, don't make it that. Don't make it your last stop, okay? Because I don't care if you're 20 years old or 40, it's not too late for you to take a turn and decide you want to do something else. And do not be intimidated by the idea that a different road you want to take that you think could ostensibly make you happy is unattainable, because you have to put in energy and work to get there. Aw, Star Loop. Well, you know what? It's hard to feel cynical and guarded around animals. They kind of break that barrier down for us. Listen, these are tough questions to ask. I know. It can be really depressing when we feel like we don't have a path. You know? It's horrible. And I think we've somehow been conditioned to believe that somehow like our human value is inherently tied to like our fucking economic output. Like if we don't have a job, like we don't have human value, we don't have value. And it's not true, all right? You know, Star Loop, I can't, and no one can tell you what's right for you, but you know, the real changes that come, I think, in someone's life, they come, I think, after there's acknowledgement that you want more for yourself, and then you actually are brave enough to do something about it, you know? I mean, is it really so much scarier to take a chance on something new than the idea of being stuck in exactly like the same, position that you're in now, like forever? I don't think so. Star Loop, I think you should spend some time thinking about what you think you could enjoy doing, and don't attach money to it, okay? That's the first thing. And then, you know what? Then I am here if you need me to help you come up with a practical plan to get there. How about that? But you know what? Try to find a little bit of gratitude in the little things. You have a job. I know it's not perfect. You have a paycheck. That's something, okay? But you know what? It costs you nothing to apply at another place. Do you have a college degree? Tell me about Star Loop. Tell me about Star Loop. Star Loop. This is exactly what I was just saying. This is literally just an echo of what I was just talking about. This is about feeling trapped. It's the illusion of not having choices. You telling yourself that you don't have choices to pursue things that you love, to go after things that resonate with you emotionally. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be the last person to tell you that you need a college education to be successful. But what I will tell you is that if you, or when you, have an idea of something that you want to pursue or try out, I guess it's situational if you feel like you need more education for it. If it is, don't be afraid of that, okay? I mean, what's 2 or 3 years of like grinding and putting in energy, into getting a degree if you get the rest of your life to do something that you think could make you happier, make more money? This is the illusion that you're trapped, that your hands are tied, that you don't have choices to go after things that could make you happy. That's the illusion. Of course. You know what this card is representative of? It's actually quite poignant. We also got 2 8s. This is about making a choice to walk away from something that you know doesn't emotionally fill you up. Often it's about leaving a job behind. It can be a person, but does anybody remember what the traditional picture is in the Rider-Waite deck? I'm actually going to show it to you. I'm going to try and find it because I think it's important for you right now. And hey, it's great to meet you. I think something that we tend to overlook, people who want guidance through cards. Guys, if you ask for guidance through the cards, not from me, through the cards, if you ask, my experience is you always get an answer. Don't ask if you don't want the answer and you're not willing to do something about it, okay? That's my experience. Because you know what? It's my perspective through experiences that when the universe, our guides, whatever, are aware that we know what the right thing to do is, and we still reject it, you know what they do? Often you're gonna find you get more blockages in your life because it's them trying to show you that you need to change, okay? When we're aware of the choice we need to make and we don't want to out of fear, that's when often things tend to get worse. I hope I can find it. Give me a second. I really want you to see this. Eight of Cups, Eight of Cups. This is about leaving something behind that's not terrible. They're upright cups, but there's an intuitive understanding that it's not it. It's not it for you. That there's something better. It's like this pull towards the unknown, a new adventure, something that this guy feels deeply, and it's unexplainable. Yeah, I can understand that, but you know what, Star Loop? There's truth to that, but are you gonna use that as a reason to just give up? I get that, but you have two choices. Well, you have a lot of choices. And you know what, Star Loop? That is why it's my humble opinion that for that reason alone, it's even more important that you try and go after things that you care about, that you enjoy, that make you feel whole. Because it is a lot easier to be successful when you give a shit about what you're doing. But yes, the job market is tough, and it's not getting better. So pick something you care about and don't use that as a reason to give up. I mean, that's crazy. Are you saying that you can't handle any adversity? You know what? It is a huge world out there, and you know what? There's a lot more jobs available that exist outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. You know that? I want you to imagine a job that you think you would absolutely love in a place that you've always wanted to be at. I mean, you could apply to a job in Miami, in New York. Do you have kids? Are you married? Ask yourself what's tying you down to where you are. That's good, Matt. They have online college. There's a lot of things and options available to you. Okay? Okay. You have a nephew and a boyfriend. So, respectfully, you're not beholden to where you live. My point is, I'm trying to, if I can, help give you a different perspective on what you perceive you have available to you. I'm not telling you that it's not going to take some work, but I have a hard time believing that you aren't up for the challenge, okay? This can't be the most difficult thing you've had to go through in your life. But the cards are telling me that you think you're trapped, and you're not. You just have to be brave enough to pursue something that you think can make you happy. I mean, I'm 38. It took me most of my life to figure that out. And like I said earlier on the show, I quite literally almost had to die to figure that out. And I hope that everybody doesn't have to go through what I did to start looking at things differently. And you know what? That's great you have a boyfriend. You have somebody that loves you. It's just life. Don't take it so seriously, all right? And frankly, it's too short for you to reduce yourself to being stuck at a job you don't even like, that's not even rewarding. I'm not saying that you don't have to suck it up and just deal with it at times, but if it should be in the spirit of going after something more. That's great. And you know what, Star Loop? Maybe it's just the place. You know, something that I used to ask myself when I was feeling kind of, I guess how you put, jaded and burned out. I want you to ask yourself, what if you had a new job at a different library, and it was the most beautiful library, you had the best coworkers, the best hours, it was in a place that you loved? Do you think you would still be feeling jaded? And there's no wrong answer to that, but that's how sometimes we can discern. I don't want to say we. That's what helped me discern if it was the job or the place. And sometimes we have to find that out for ourselves, but hold on, I need to stretch 1 second. Oh. Damn, it's really bright. I might have to move. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. You work in an urban area? Okay. I get it. Listen, usually the hard choice is almost always the right choice, okay? But you need to make a choice and honor it. Is your choice going to be to make the best of the job you have now and find ways to appreciate the smaller things? Because it's not always going to be perfect. Or are you going to make the choice to go after something new and make a plan, a practical plan of how you get there? Thank you, Jackie. They are closing soon. Starloop, if you need help, you let me know, okay? I spent most of my life reviewing resumes in a suit and tie. If you need help with your resume, email me. I will help you for free, okay? If you feel like you want to put yourself out there, email me. I can take a look at your resume. Maybe I can help you with it, okay? Well, I'm sure I can, but just figure out what you want to go after and just be fucking brave. Be bold, okay? Take healthy risks. all right? You're not gonna be homeless, okay? You got food in your refrigerator, you got a bed to sleep in. Take some chances, all right? What I don't want you to do is just fucking give up. Because you know what? That's not gonna be good for you, and it's certainly not gonna cultivate any sort of happy foundation for you and your partner, okay? Oof. Hold on, guys. Sorry, it's really bright. I can, like, barely fucking see. There you go. Damn, you're in Thailand? That's awesome. And Starloop, it's great to meet you. Cincinnati is very lucky to have you. And I do know what it feels like to go into work and have, like, really horrible coworkers. It's brutal. It takes something out of you, and it can make life feel really miserable, especially when you spend so much time at your job. But remember, we have choices, okay? And just let things go, okay? Hey, AE Jabo. You know what? I don't know if I have time for another super chat. Hold on. Guys, I might actually call it. I'm like, they're about to close shortly. Well, I don't know, maybe you just need to take some time off if you're feeling burned out, you know? I think working at a library is awesome. Hey, Tiffany. Great to see you. Speaking of people who decide to take a chance, Tiffany, how's everything going? Tiffany just decided to start up a new side business. I know it was a lot. It always is, Starloop. But you know what? Believe in yourself. And you know what? Maybe look at some options about going back to school. I mean, I don't know what kind of, I have no idea what kind of degrees are available in the librarian field, but I imagine there's some. And you know what, Starloop? That's a very portable job. I mean, there's quite literally public libraries in every city and every state in the country. I mean, maybe you do some online school so you can get a little bit of a more official degree. Imagine you got a better, higher paying job and you get to stay at a library or go to a better library. I think that's a great place to work, and I think that's like a real service to the community. Love that, Tiffany. I'm really happy for you. You know, Tiffany, we were talking about doing things that we enjoy doing and letting that be the driving force rather than doing it for money. And usually it's a lot easier to be present and enjoy it. Well, you know what? Spend some time to think about what you might enjoy doing, all right? And start there. Good, Tiffany. I'm so happy to hear that. There you go. That's a good idea, last breath. Yeah, what I'm going to tell you is always prioritize your peace and your mental health, okay? Guys, this was fun. Hey, Verinda. Well, I'm from New York, but I live in the Åland Islands, out by Sweden and Finland. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna split. Hey, 11, it's 111. Guys, it was great to see everybody today. Please feel free to email me if you'd like to set up a private consultation. My email's in my video description, every video description, and in the channel page. So, and I'm happy to make time for you. And I'll be back tomorrow. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see everybody shortly. See everybody tomorrow. Cheers.